tell us what your Malaysian story is, Rizal.
My dad was born Patrick Owen Van Geyzel, and I use this a lot in my material because he comes from not from around here in this part of Malaysia, a very far away place called Port Dickson.
Oh wow!
Which is true. He's from 9th Mile, and he became Johan bin Abdullah at the age of 30 to marry my mum, my arwah mum, Marlene Muhammad Seth. So he wanted to keep the surname in the family.
And your mom's as well, because that's an interesting name, Binti Seth.
Yeah, well, my mom has got a Turkish grandmother. That might be some mix in there. My dad's dad is Richard Lionel Van Geyzel. So these are the descendants of Dutch burghers who are not from they're not from Holland or Netherlands or Belgium. They're from Sri Lanka. So they've been living in Sri Lanka for 200 years and integrated with their local culture, with the Ceylonese culture, and became Dutch burghers. So these are them that came down to Malacca lah.
What is your best or fondest memory of growing up?
My dad was like constantly a tour guide for us, you know. Hey, you know, this is where they first did this, do you know it? And out of the blue when we were at home, he would just like say, hey, come, let's go out and see the city lights. Back then, it was the thing to do.
I remember doing that as a kid as well.
We got in our car and drove around Dataran Merdeka just to see the city lights, you know. So that was always fun. All the adventures I had with my dad and the whole family. He got like in the 80s, he got like a big tinted Ford van, you know. It was so cool. There was like 25 of us in the back there.
What?
And we would drive up to the naval base in Kuantan, and then
we were 25
kids lah.
Okay.
Kids, you know. Then we were all like, you know, 5 to 12 years old, you know.
Right.
So and always a mixed bunch, you know. My dad had Chinese and Indian friends, so we hung out with everyone. And we would have tours because my dad was in the army. He was in the land air force, and you know, we got to see tours of submarines, battleships, you know. So that was fun.
Do what I can do now. Who did you idolize? You know, in the stand-up world.
Internationally, back then it would. Robin Williams, of course. Definitely Robin Williams. And then when it comes to movies, Jim Carrey. Locally, I remember listening to Jamali Shahadat vinyls.
Oh, yes.
Vinyls, you know.
Oh my, that's so old school.
It wasn't stand-up per se. It was like more like a monologue sketch. But no, monologue. He's doing multiple voices, you know. One person doing multiple voices. So he'll be telling a story about a little kid going to the pasar and talking to the makcik. He would do all the voices. The Mak Saleh guy, you know, learning how to speak Malay. Hilarious. And then also in the English medium stand-up comedy, I was so inspired when I first saw Jit Murad. The gig, Harith Iskandar brought me to that gig. He was like, you got to go see Jit Murad. Right. I went to see, and I was at Actor Studio then. I sat in the back there, heard his set, and I was like, that's awesome. I want to do that. Just tell the truth, but be funny at it. You know? That was very inspiring.
Rizal, why are you proud to be Malaysian?
If I had to say what makes me proud to be Malaysian is my ability to blend in everywhere I go. And that is probably one of the things that it always gets a reaction to. I've heard Chiho tell a crowd, it's Malaysians are the fastest accent learners in the world. Correct or not? Correct or not? Everybody, correct! You know, but you don't hear Westerners live in Malaysia and pick up a Malaysian accent, right? It'll be so weird. Like, hey, hello, my name is... Anyway, I'm not doing justice. Come and see Chiho live there at the MACC tour. I'm helping him plug in the show.
Awesome.
But yeah, I think we have a natural knack for adapting, you know. We go to a different country, we can gel and you know, not... you know, into a different identity, into a different flavor.